Yo, what is up, guys? Jan here. Today we're doing a trade recap on week number 39. Yes, that's right. Yes, week 39. In last week's recap, I still had to put like all the tools on the charts, and it was a little bit messy on the way that I could show like what trades I do because I had to remember them. This week I did it differently. Every time I took a trade, I put the P&L tool on my charting program, and I just took a screenshot at the end of the day. So as you can see here in these screenshots, we can see all trades that I made. Before that, I'll go over why I do it that way, because the charting program I use is Rocket Scooter. It's from a guy called Matt. If you guys are interested in this, more info, trading style, whatever you want to know, I can make a video on it. So if you're interested in it, let me know. But the reason why I take screenshots and I don't leave the markers on the chart is because I trade on the 1 minute, and like having to scroll back every time on the 1 minute is just a pain in the ass for me. So I just took screenshots. The platform has it built in. Very nice. You can just make screenshots here, just like in TradingView. So yes, let's take a look at them. So starting off on Monday. Mondays, I'm always a little bit more careful. Surprisingly enough, this Monday was great for me. By the way, for people to make it easy, on the charts, I always show ES on the left side and NQ on the right side. You can also see like this week, I apparently pulled up the micro chart on the right side, and I have the mini chart on the left side. I usually look at mini, I don't look at micro. Doesn't make a big difference, but yeah. As you can see, at the bottom here, you can see the time. So Monday, 9:30 open. Very often on the open on NQ, I take a long just on the open trade. On NQ, I trade 40 point stop loss and 40 point profit taking. As you can see, with the market being bullish overall, this trade just took off. I think I was in this trade for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes max hit profit. You see that on ES, I didn't take it because if I take an open trade, I take it on NQ. NQ is usually a little bit more volatile on the open. So if you want to go for these quick scalps, when the market is bullish overall in the month, in the week, I take the trade on NQ. It's always very risky because you never really know what the open will do, but I know that my odds, when the market indicators and stuff are pointing bullish, that my odds are like a bit better than a coin flip, 60-40. So if you keep taking these over the long time, you will profit out of them. Also, I wouldn't recommend doing this if there's like people who are like trying to pass evals or stuff like that. There's way better things to do than take this open trade. I have a lot of leverage. I can take this risk, so I'm always taking it. As you can see, so the trade dropped back down. On NQ, it didn't quite retest open, but it did retest this bull zone bottom. Bull zone bottom is a trade that we always take, no matter what. If the overall equities are like bullish, we take it hard. We take it with big size, not big size, normal size, I should say. If it's not, then we take it with smaller size, like half of it. But we do always take this trade. And you see that as it retested this bull zone bottom on NQ, on ES right here, it retested the open. As I said, on ES, I don't take the open trade, but if it retests the open like this, and the indicator down here, you can see like this white dotted line, and then the solid white line is above the white dotted line. That means that we're looking at a gap fill, or it's likely that we're going to do a gap fill. So when it retested here, I entered on ES. I also entered on NQ. Both hit TP in, let's see, how many candles are these? Maybe 10 minutes. Same on NQ. A little bit faster, 8 minutes or something. Doesn't really matter. They both hit TP. That was a great trade. And then most people would be done here. I should have been done here, but I wanted a little bit more, so I took one more trade on NQ. This was based on price going higher out of the gap fill first. So the price did fill the gap as we were predicting, or not really predicting, but as we were hoping for. You can never really predict the market. And it started to rally a little bit out of the gap and then retest it. My indicator was still above the dotted line. It was just above it, but for me, this is enough indication that we're probably going to get a little bit more of a gap up. I think this screenshot is taken a little bit too early because it turned out that this wasn't quite at the mark yet. But I'm pretty sure on Monday that we also hit this TP. So I had a total of 4 trades and they all hit TP. I can go check back really quick. So this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Yeah, market just 9:30. Let's see, open just rallied up and up and up and up. Yeah, so this trade hits TP as well. I could have just stayed in all these trades, made a lot more money, but like I always said, it's hindsight. You never know what the market's gonna do, so I just go out when I have my profit and just take what I can get. So going to Tuesday. Tuesday was rough. You can see here on the left on the ES chart at 9:30 open, we opened up and the market just sold. It just kept selling off. Like, we had this one little what do you call this, retracement here on ES on the bull zone bottom. This is normally a trade I take. I would have taken this as well if I was at my computer, but I wasn't at my computer. I was checking out apartments. So yes, I didn't take this. Would have been a trade I would have taken. Would have also hit TP, I think. Let's see, bull zone bottom 732 42. It's rough to see. Maybe it would have hit TP, maybe it didn't, but yeah, I would have definitely taken this because it's every single time trade. It's the same bull zone bottom as I showed you on Monday that I took right here on NQ. But the market just kept selling off and off and off and off and off, and I didn't really feel comfortable taking any of these trades because I could have taken a trade right here as well. This is also a setup, but didn't feel comfortable for me. On NQ though, we did sell off all the way down and we had a bunch of strong supports in here. We had the bull zone, bear zone top, which is in every single time trade. We had DD band, lower DD band, which is also a trade I take 100% of the time, even if the market is against me. We had monthly head pressure and weekly hedge pressure, like everything sitting on one place. I hit this pretty hard, not on my funded accounts, but on my personal account, I hit this really hard and trade turned out great. I think I took this trade with around 10 minis on NQ. Hit TP fairly quickly. Maybe like, let's see, probably like around 10 minutes. And on my funded accounts, I mean, obviously it also hit TP. I copy trade everything. I only I don't copy trade with TradeSync, for example, like a lot of people do, where they have like a bunch of accounts like connected to each other. But I do have like a bunch of DOMs open next to each other. So I do it like that because I don't hit all my accounts at the same time mostly. But in this scenario, when everything lines up like this, I'm taking it, and I'm taking it pretty hard. Yeah, so that was it for Tuesday. No, I think there was one more opportunity on Tuesday because we did hit this trade. Yeah, here we go. So on Tuesday we had this trade that we took here, hit TP, and the market went down again to monthly head pressure, DD band, and it doesn't matter how often this trade presents itself, I'm taking it every time. This is an every single time trade I'm taking. I'm hitting it with decently large size if the support is there and the DD ratio is greater than 0.5. I can go over what that means in a different video as well. I don't want to do it in my trade recaps. Took it again. Also big again on the personal, on the fundeds. I also took it again on all my fundeds and hit TP again. Great day overall. I think this was my biggest day of the week, even though on Monday I had 4 winning trades, and on Tuesday I had 2 winning trades, but these were a lot bigger size because I was very confident about these trades. On Wednesday, a little bit of the same scenario as on Tuesday. Market opened, just dumped really hard. Not really a setup for me. I think a lot of people that also trade with Rocket Scooter did take a trade here. I didn't take it because it was selling way too hard for me. I saw this drop out of the gap, and I didn't feel comfortable at all taking this. So it did get a little bit push up. I think if you took this, you would have been stopped out. Yeah, this doesn't look like a 10-point profit. So yeah, unlucky, would have been stopped out. Maybe break even. Some people move to break even. I'm a break even mover as well sometimes. But we did sell off on Wednesday. On ES, we didn't quite hit the DD band, which is, I feel, the most comfortable hitting DD trades. Monthly head pressure as well. So on ES, you can see we touched monthly head pressure, and on NQ at that same time, we touched DD. So for me, this is double confirmation, both ES and NQ hitting a pivot. Again, enter this trade, all my accounts, pretty big on the personal, normal size on my funded, and they all hit TP. I think I didn't take any trades after this. Overall, great day, easy setup, hard to wait for it. I think a lot of people also maybe entered on monthly head pressure here on NQ, but when I see that monthly head pressure and DD are this close to each other, I'm not taking MHP. I either wait till DD, and if the market hit MHP and goes without me, that's fine. You know, a day making $0, euros, whatever you wanna, whatever currency you use, is better than a losing day. So I just wait for those setups. Thursday was a day where I took a lot of trades again. Just great setups. I mean, market opened 9:30, stayed pretty flat actually, but that was because the market was right on MHP line. We did get the sell-off. We had the DD line sitting here and MHP close to each other. It's great, gives me a lot of confidence in the trade. As you know, I like to take the DD trade. First one I didn't take because the selling pressure was very hard into the DD. So what you then can do, if you see like a bunch of selling off, you can either wait until it drops to MHP and take it here, or you can take the trade on the way back up to DD. So this candle pushed right back into DD again here, this green one, and I would just enter right on that. So I did, enter right on that, hit TP, sold off again. Same scenario, waited because the selling pressure was pretty hard. You can see 2 big red candles in a row. I just waited, price traded back into DD, I took it. We did go into drawdown here a little bit. I mean, it's part of the game, going into drawdown. Surprisingly enough, with my system of trading and using Rocket Scooter, your drawdown is very low most of the time. And as you can see here, hit TP again. Great trade for ES. I see here that on NQ, I did take a trade at the open. I can't remember this one anymore. Let's see, 9:30. No, this was pre-open, yes. You see that here we have monthly head pressure, and this other orange line right here is dynamic monthly head pressure, which means this one works for the overnight session, so Asia and London. We tapped onto that one. I like to trade monthly head pressure, especially pre-market, when there's still like more than like 30 minutes left, and I think, yeah, there's still like more than 30 minutes left here before pre-market. Price touched it. I entered even though there was a big sell-off, very risky because the entire day we have been selling off. But it still paid out 40-point stop, 40-point profit, hit TP right before it sold off. So call it luck, call it skill, whatever you want. I won the trade, so that's great. Moving on, Thursday, more trades, because you can see here, these are those 2 trades I took on ES, on the DD band. And then we move on to later in this set. Wait, was this the same trades? Yes, these are the same trades. And then afterwards, you can see price rallied up really hard. Could have folded trade, right? Could have fooled it, blah, blah, blah. You never know. I don't greed for trades most of the time. Greed will get you killed in this game. So you have people, for example, like Tom Hugard, they are very keen on adding to winners, for example. And I think if it's your trading style, that's great. I mean, the guy definitely makes more money than me and also bigger amounts of money because of his aggressive trading style. I just don't do it. Maybe I'll try it later on in my trading career, but for now, this is what feels comfortable. I try to push out of my comfort zone quite often, but not that much yet. So yeah, where were we? So market, after my first 2 trades in the morning, traded back up. Same for NQ, you can see here. We had that same W shape, whatever, and the market just traded up. It traded straight up back to weekly hedge pressure and the monthly hedge pressure overnight. So even though it's not the greatest of pivots to take, every indicator, as you can see here, the weekly line is the blue one right here and the orange one right here. They were both above the midpoint. So for me, this was a pretty strong signal of support. And yeah, I mean, I took this trade, entered, it instantly shot up. Great, I saw that. Then I saw that we touched half gap, which is half of the gap from QQQ, and we sold off again. So this didn't scare me out because I think a lot of people got scared out here that we grabbed some liquidity and that we sold off. But to me, this was just a clear sign of range, that we are going to range. So I took this trade again, straight back to TP. I would have taken it 100 times in here. Like if this market just kept bouncing here, I would have just kept taking it and taking it. But I think after this, the market just sold off. Yeah, sold off. No, it didn't sold off. It went up. Sorry. If it sells off, it goes down. Right. Then Friday. Friday was actually effing horrible for me because market opened right here. Let's see. Right here. It sold off right into my A+ pivot. I would have taken this. I didn't take this, but I did put the indicator on it. No, sorry. I did take the trade. So I entered here, and then my trade of 8 crashed, and it just didn't want to function. I was trying to like exit positions, drag a stop loss. Nothing was working. And eventually, when I came back, apparently I somewhere in this midpoint here, like in this leg up from the minute candle, I closed the trade, made a tiny bit of profit after commissions. So yeah, it's sad because if I saw this, like if I was in this trade, this is one of those trades I would have just held like straight up with this much buying pressure. But I mean, sometimes platforms just go against you. I have to say this tilted me pretty hard. At this point, I should have known better, just stop trading, because I think I took a trade. I don't know if I put this marker. Friday. No, I did not. So I took a trade up here because this is also a setup. Again, if you want to know all my setups and stuff, I can go over it in different videos. I'm not going to do it in my weekly recaps. Market sold off, hit stop loss. This was a pretty big size as well because I entered with full size here. Well, this isn't my full size entry, but I was pissed because trade of it just made me lose potentially. I didn't lose money, but potential money, this much money. And I mean, I'm human, right? I'm just gonna be honest. I don't hide this stuff. I don't care what people want to call me or whatever. But yeah, I got stopped out here, lost a pretty decent chunk. Market didn't really do much after this. I think it just slowly trickled up on ES and NQ. Let's see, this is the Friday. Yeah, so here's this consolidation area that you have right here in the screenshot. And then after it, it just shot up out of like nowhere, no news, nothing. I don't know what this was. This is the lag up right here on ES, you can see. Right before that, I did take a trade here on the gap fill. So we filled the gap, we touched the bottom, I took the trade, market just kind of ranged in here, almost hit TP, sold off, almost hit stop loss because I moved this to break even, almost hit TP, and then it actually stopped me out at break even and went to my TP. A couple of months ago, this would have tilted me. I shouldn't say tilt, it would affect me mentally. These things don't really affect me mentally anymore. It's something I struggled with for a very long time. When you see that the market just like tips you out like this and then just rallies to the fucking moon. But I've started to learn to just accept this because it was break even. I didn't lose anything, so it's completely fine. After this leg up, you can see the same leg here on NQ. We did touch another pivot point of me here, half gap, not a strong pivot. I did see that our indicator right here, when we had this leg up, it crossed the line over, which means it's positive on a gap fill. I did take the trade because my indicators were saying I should take the trade. Small size, not very crazy. Do I say that correctly? No, this was not small size. This was pretty big size actually, because not mature anymore. Sorry about that. I think it was actually pretty big size because I wanted to make up for some of the other stuff again. Friday was a horrible day for me mentally. I should have just, like I said before, stopped trading instantly after this incident with Trade of 8 because it tilted me completely to the moon. I don't really get tilted anymore by this kind of stuff. For example, I don't get tilted by losses. Losses don't affect me. I don't care. I don't really get tilted anymore at break evens and then the market rallies. It's slightly annoying, but it doesn't tilt me anymore. But when stuff like this happens where Trade of 8 just crashes, and then I can't reopen it for 5 minutes while I'm obviously in a trade with pretty big size. Like, and I think it also, when it opened up after like 10 minutes, it reset everything. So all my settings were gone. Everything was reset. So that was actually horrible. That stuff tilts me. When it's out of my control, like trading is in my control. I mean, it's not like I can control the market, right? But I'm the one making the decision. I say I buy, I sell here. So if I lose, it's my fault. That Trade of 8 start tweaking out, I mean, it's just out of my control, and that stuff kind of pisses me off. One more thing I want to show for people. Let's see if I can pull this up right here. It's going to be a black screen for a while. 1 second. There we go. This is my P&L only on the my funded futures. You can see I always get people that tell me like, Jan, like, how do you make so much money? Like, you trade so small size, right? In comparison, small size. Like, what, like, how, right? And it's a very simple answer. You don't need a lot of capital. If you have a lot of capital in one account, like for example, I have a lot of capital, or a lot, I would say. I have a decent amount of capital in my main account, in my personal account, but it's a lot riskier to hit a big trade in there than that if I take a bunch of trades over a bunch of funded accounts, for example, because this is one of my funded futures accounts. I have account cap with them, so you can count up. This was last week, by the way, at the top here. And this is this week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can see that this doesn't look like a lot, but if you actually add this up, and I don't know how much it actually is. Let me add a window capture so you guys can look with me on this one. There we go. Calculator. Amazing. If you calculate this up all, oh, not times, Jesus. That would have been amazing if it works like that, but it doesn't work like that. Let's see what we come out on. And then 141 and then minus 41, right? Because we had that one flat. I mean, I call these flat days, but so I make $534 this week, and you're like, Jan, that is not a lot. Like, I can make more money working 9 to 5, right? And sure, you can, but the difference is that this is on one funded account, and currently I'm trading over 30 funded accounts. I have, let me think. I think 33 funded accounts in total, plus my personal account, which I do not disclose on the internet for privacy reasons. But yeah, so if we do this times 33, for example, you can see for 1 week of trading, 17K. This is across a bunch of firms. My funded futures has an 80-20 split. Other firms have other splits. ETF, for example, has no split. You get 100%. Whatever. Let's just say that out of this, even if you keep 10K, right? 10K weeks. I mean, I don't know what 9 to 5 you're doing if you're getting paid that much, but I've never found a 9 to 5 that pays you this much. And also, it doesn't take a lot of effort because I take trading very seriously, but I'm also a fan of distraction while trading, because looking at the charts constantly can make you see things that you that aren't really there. You're gonna look for setup constantly, right? You're gonna see like, oh, this, that, blah blah blah. Like it's gonna, at least it makes mistakes for me. So what I do, I just look at a video on the side. I play a video game. I put an alarm, go cook some dinner. You know, I don't really. I have the charts open the entire day, but I'm never looking at them constantly, because it's gonna drive me insane. So if you're one of those people that wants to look at the charts all day, I mean, be my guest, right? I'm not gonna tell you to not do it, but yeah, I'm a fan of distracting myself in a healthy way while trading. So I just have it open on. I have a second monitor there, and this is my main monitor. So I just put something on my second monitor: video game, video series, whatever. Read a book, you know, go talk with your friends that you definitely have, right? Yeah, and don't get consumed by the charts. So I hope this weekly recap was a little bit better than the previous one. There's still so much things I want to improve, but I am not sure how I can do it yet. I mean, this YouTube stuff is like really new for me as well, so I'm trying to figure it out. It also doesn't really help that, for example, let me close all of this up. Like right now, you can see the web page pretty nice, but because my monitor is very large, I have to scale it down. So when I make it large, like on my actual monitor, for me, this is full screen. But you guys now see like this this screen that is like stretched out and is like not filling the screen very nicely. So I have to like scale down my screens so that the people on YouTube can also see the monitor properly and stuff like that. So I'm still trying to look for ways to fix this stuff. But for now, you guys at least get the gist of it. You can see what I did in the week. I really want to make a video as well on my trading style and how I take my trades and what it's based on, especially because a lot of people on YouTube probably have never heard of this charting program / trading style, but it's really a game changer for a lot of people, especially if you want to press prop firms, for example. But yeah, so let me know in the comments if you guys want to know more about my trading style, if you like the trade, the weekly recaps. If you want to see something else, just drop it down there. Also, give me a like. If you want to comment something, just help me out with the algorithm. Be sure to just drop a comment. I read everything, so it would be amazing. And if you guys want to hit that sub button to help me out, that would also be a very big help. I hope you guys have a nice weekend. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.